It's over. We can't take it anymore. The Sultan of Brunei has just broken his silence, leaving Prince Mateen and Anisha Rosnah at the center of an unfolding scandal. Known for his strict traditional rule, the Sultan's sudden announcement has cast doubt on the stability of the young royal couple's relationship, and it has revealed deeper fractures within Brunei's most guarded circles. With whispers of complex family expectations and the Sultan's own harem lifestyle as a backdrop, Prince Mateen and Anisha now face a test that could reshape their future and the future of the royal family itself in ways no one anticipated. Inside Brunei's royal family and the Sultan's influence. The Brunei royal family is one of the world's wealthiest and most traditional dynasties. They live under the firm rule of Sultan Hassan al-Bolkiah, a leader whose authority extends far beyond that of a typical monarch. As an absolute ruler, the Sultan not only governs the nation's political landscape, but also holds unmatched control over the private lives and personal choices of his family members. His say, especially on matters of marriage, family, and tradition, is final and sets the tone for Brunei's royal customs. In this insular world, even seemingly personal decisions are shaped by the Sultan's vision of how Brunei's royal family should embody its cultural heritage. With a net worth estimated to be in the billions, the Sultan of Brunei is more than just a symbolic figurehead. He is a powerful force whose wealth and resources allow him to maintain influence over both his family and his people. His fortune is derived largely from the nation's oil and gas reserves, and it affords him a lavish lifestyle marked by extravagance and splendor. His palace, Istana Nurul Iman, is the largest private residence in the world, a sprawling estate with over 1,700 rooms and a private fleet of luxury vehicles. This opulent lifestyle reinforces the cultural narrative that the Sultan, as the leader of Brunei, embodies the prosperity and stability of the nation. The Sultan's influence is most pronounced in his family's adherence to Brunei's traditional Islamic customs. Brunei follows a strict interpretation of Sharia law, a legal framework that governs many aspects of daily life, including morality and public conduct. This religious adherence is especially critical for the royal family. Their actions are considered a model for Bruneian society. Consequently, Prince Mateen, Anisha Rosnah, and other royal family members are expected to navigate their personal relationships and public appearances in ways that honor these traditional values. Any deviation from these expectations risks public scrutiny and, more importantly, the disapproval of the Sultan himself. While the Sultan maintains this outward commitment to traditional values, his private life has long stirred intrigue due to his own complex family dynamics. The Sultan's relationships have frequently garnered attention, given his history of marriages, divorces, and an extensive harem, a group of women whose role within the palace remains a mix of tradition and personal preference. These relationships highlight a paradox within Brunei's royal image, especially since the Sultan's personal life has been marked by contrasts between strict Islamic ideals and his personal choices. This dichotomy has not only shaped public perception of the royal family, but also reinforced the Sultan's control over how family life is publicly portrayed. This dynamic puts particular pressure on younger members of the royal family, especially Prince Mateen and his wife, Anisha Rosnah. As the younger generation of Brunei's royal family, Mateen and Anisha embody a modern image that attracts attention both domestically and abroad. Prince Mateen's social media presence and his polished public persona have won him a substantial following and earned him the unofficial title of Brunei's celebrity prince. Anisha brings a Western-influenced style and an entrepreneurial spirit that appeal to a more global audience. However, their popularity and contemporary image introduce a new challenge, balancing public appeal with the Sultan's traditional expectations for his family. The Sultan's control over family dynamics means that Prince Mateen and Anisha's personal lives are not entirely their own. This control is particularly challenging for Anisha, who must navigate the expectations of both her new husband and her powerful father-in-law. In the royal palace, where every decision and appearance is scrutinized, Anisha faces the pressure of conforming to the Sultan's vision of a suitable royal spouse. Her Western upbringing and more modern values may place her at odds with Bruneian customs, especially as she adjusts to a lifestyle shaped by the Sultan's influence. Now, the Sultan's recent statement has added a new layer of complexity to the relationship between Prince Mateen and Anisha. The Sultan has made it clear that he has expectations for the couple, expectations that could redefine their roles within the family. With this pronouncement, Prince Mateen and Anisha find themselves at a critical juncture. This statement is not just a message to the couple, it is a reminder of the Sultan's unyielding role as the arbiter of the royal family's legacy, Prince Mateen's rise to prominence and royal duties. Prince Mateen of Brunei is a central figure in the public's perception of the monarchy's future. He has grown into a figure whose appeal extends far beyond the borders of Brunei. Born Abdul Mateen, he was raised with the unique combination of privileges and responsibilities that come with being a royal. But he has carved out a distinct path, merging traditional values with modern sensibilities in a way that few in his position have managed. Mateen grew up in the luxurious confines of Istana Nurul Iman. Despite the opulence that surrounded him, his formative years were rooted in discipline. Under his father's watchful eye, he was prepared for a life of duty from an early age, embodying the values and expectations of the Bruneian royal family. His education followed a strict path. It blended academic studies with religious instruction, while his father instilled in him the importance of upholding Brunei's Islamic and cultural heritage. The Sultan's expectations led Mateen to pursue military training, a rite of passage for many young royals. He joined the Royal Military Academy Sandhurst in the United Kingdom, a prestigious institution known for shaping leaders, including many from royal families worldwide. At Sandhurst, Mateen demonstrated discipline, resilience, and leadership skills. His successful graduation and commissioning as a second lieutenant in the Brunei Armed Forces was not only a personal achievement, but also a significant symbol of his commitment to serving his country. It marked him as a capable and dedicated royal figure, prepared to meet the demands of his position. This military training contributed significantly to Prince Mateen's public persona. He is seen as strong, competent, and loyal to Brunei. For a royal family that places high value on discipline and service, Mateen's dedication reinforced his position as a reliable and respected future leader. His father sees in him the embodiment of qualities that he himself values: loyalty, strength, and adherence to duty. But while Mateen maintains a commitment to Brunei's traditions, he has also used his popularity and status to bring a modern, relatable image to the royal family. With his active presence on social media, Mateen has become a widely followed figure, especially on platforms like Instagram, where he shares glimpses of his life, from equestrian events to charity work and personal hobbies. This transparency is rare among royals, especially in Brunei. Mateen's public appeal skyrocketed when his relationship with Anisha Rosnah became public knowledge. She is all about elegance and sophisticated style, and her presence added a fresh dynamic to Mateen's image. Their union brought increased media attention and furthered his profile as a modern, aspirational figure. Together, they represent a new era for the Brunei royal family, an era where tradition meets contemporary lifestyles. However, this public interest also brought new challenges. With the world watching, Mateen's relationship with Anisha comes with increased scrutiny. especially as they navigate the high expectations that come with royal life. With the Sultan's influence woven throughout Mateen's life, the prince finds himself walking a delicate line. How he manages this balance between honoring his father's wishes and embracing his own modern path will continue to shape his journey as a royal. The complexities of this role, especially in the context of his marriage to Anisha, underscore the weight of expectations that accompany him, a weight that only seems to grow as he assumes greater responsibilities within the family and the nation. Anisha Rosnah, the unexpected royal bride. Anisha Rosnah's entrance into Brunei's royal family marked a notable shift. Her background and lifestyle brought a fresh, modern element to the traditionally conservative monarchy. Born and raised outside the intense spotlight of Brunei's royal court, Anisha's life before marrying Prince Mateen was defined by independence and ambition. She was known for her entrepreneurial spirit, a quality uncommon in Bruneian royal circles, but one that reflects her Western-influenced upbringing and perspective. Marrying into Brunei's royal family meant Anisha would have to navigate a significant transformation and adapt from her relatively private life to the formal, scrutinized world of royalty. Anisha's family connections played a substantial role in her entry into royal life. Her family held respected ties within Bruneian society, affording her access to networks that ultimately connected her to Prince Mateen. Despite these connections, Anisha's lifestyle prior to her marriage was comparatively progressive. She was educated abroad and developed an international outlook, gaining exposure to a broad array of cultures and ideas that shaped her open-minded modern approach to life. Her entrepreneurial pursuits in the fashion and business worlds highlighted her ambitions and distinguished her from the more traditional roles expected of Bruneian women in royal circles. Anisha's fashion interests have remained a defining element of her public persona. With a taste for elegant yet contemporary styles, she has become a trendsetter within Bruneian society. Her sartorial choices reflect her effort to blend modern influences with the expectations of royal life. This delicate balancing act, however, has not been without its challenges. While younger generations in Brunei have embraced Anisha's bold style as a refreshing change, more conservative elements within the royal circle have scrutinized her choices, seeing them as a departure from the traditional, modest attire typically associated with the royal family. The public's perception of Anisha has been similarly complex. On one hand, her confidence, style, and business acumen have made her popular among those who admire her modern approach. Younger Bruneians, in particular, see her as a symbol of change, a royal figure who resonates with their own evolving perspectives on identity and lifestyle. Anisha's active presence on social media further cements her appeal to this demographic. This visibility contrasts sharply with the reserved image typically associated with Bruneian royalty and makes Anisha an intriguing figure who both challenges and redefines expectations for a royal spouse. But this modernity also brings significant scrutiny. The royal family's deeply traditional structure leaves little room for deviation, and Anisha's Western-influenced lifestyle stands out in a family that upholds values rooted in Brunei's cultural and Islamic heritage. Since her marriage to Prince Mateen, she has faced criticism from those who question whether her lifestyle aligns with the royal family's conservative ideals. Her business ventures, social appearances, and even her interactions with foreign brands have all been closely watched. To some, her global outlook appears at odds with the principles of modesty and reserve that Bruneian culture holds dear. Her relationship with Prince Mateen has amplified the spotlight on her life. For Mateen, her presence symbolizes progress, but for the Sultan, it signals the need to ensure that the royal family's values remain intact. Her ability to adapt will play a crucial role in shaping her future within the royal family, particularly as the Sultan's recent statement reminds her and Mateen of the delicate line they must walk between tradition and modernity, the Sultan's harem and its legacy. The Sultan of Brunei's harem is one of the most striking and controversial aspects of Brunei's royal customs. Over the years, Sultan Hassan al-Bolkiah's relationships have often made headlines, not only for their opulence, but for the traditional yet contentious structure that underpins them. His harem is composed of multiple wives, former wives, and concubines, and it reflects an old-world practice that aligns with certain royal and Islamic traditions. Yet, it exists somewhat at odds with the image of the modern monarchy that Brunei's younger generation, especially figures like Prince Mateen and Anisha, seeks to project. In Islamic tradition, polygamy is permissible under certain circumstances. This allows men to have multiple wives as long as they can treat each with fairness. Sultan Hassan al-Bolkiah has historically maintained a lifestyle that incorporates this tradition. He's married multiple women over the years and engaged in relationships that have raised eyebrows both domestically and internationally. The Sultan's history with multiple wives began early in his reign, and his relationships have often been marked by dramatic changes and shifts in the royal household's hierarchy. He first married Queen Saleha. She holds the title of Raja Isteri, or First Queen, a status that places her as the most prominent of his spouses. However, the Sultan's marital life soon became more complex as he took additional wives, including a second wife, Mariam Abdul Aziz, a former air hostess whom he married in 1982. Mariam became a well-known figure. She often appeared at official events alongside the Sultan and added a new dimension to the Sultan's image as a traditional yet progressive ruler. However, their relationship ended in 2003 when the Sultan divorced her, a move that sent ripples through Brunei's tightly knit royal circle. While the Sultan's marriage to Mariam attracted media attention, it was not the only relationship that stirred interest. Over the years, he has maintained relationships with several other women. Unlike formal wives, these women often reside in luxury under the Sultan's care but do not hold official titles or public recognition. This arrangement has allowed the Sultan to maintain a degree of privacy, although the influence of these women within the palace has sparked speculation and intrigue. Over the years, stories about the Sultan's harem have sparked scandals that reveal a world far removed from the conservative image he promotes publicly. Among the most salacious reports are allegations by former harem members who claim they were invited under false pretenses or even coerced into relationships with the Sultan or other elite figures within his circle. In one high-profile case was a former Miss USA, Shannon Marketic. She filed a lawsuit in 1997 accusing the Sultan and his brother, Prince Jeffrey, of luring her to Brunei under the guise of a public relations job. After she arrived, she was trapped in what she described as a virtual prison of forced intimacy and lavish yet disturbing parties. Though the suit was ultimately dismissed due to diplomatic immunity, it brought the private workings of the Sultan's palace into the public eye and cast a shadow over his carefully crafted image. While older generations in Brunei view the Sultan's lifestyle as part of his sovereign rights, younger Bruneians, who have been increasingly exposed to global perspectives on gender and relationships, view his harem with a sense of ambivalence. This divide between tradition and modernity is particularly challenging for figures like Prince Mateen, who, as the Sultan's son, must navigate public expectations shaped by his father's legacy. As Mateen builds his own image, the legacy of his father's personal choices creates a unique pressure. Anisha Rosnah is similarly affected by the Sultan's legacy. She's entering a family where traditional gender roles are amplified by the structure of the Sultan's relationships. and she faces the challenge of adapting to a lifestyle steeped in customs unfamiliar to her Western-influenced upbringing. Her marriage to Mateen is a marked departure from the Sultan's relationships, as she and Mateen present a united monogamous front, a modern contrast to the Sultan's polygamous arrangements. The Sultan's harem also impacts the family's portrayal on the global stage. While Brunei's royal customs are respected within the country, the international community often views these relationships through a different lens. Western media, in particular, has portrayed the Sultan's harem as emblematic of an opulent and somewhat anachronistic monarchy. In a world that increasingly values transparency and equality, the Sultan's harem represents a complex cultural legacy that Brunei's royal family must reconcile. How Mateen and Anisha address this legacy will play a role in shaping the future image of Brunei's royal family. Tensions and scandals within the royal circle. Anisha's past relationships have been a constant focal point of public intrigue and media coverage. Before her marriage to Prince Mateen, Anisha's life was relatively private, though she was known for her social connections and modern approach to relationships. As she entered the royal family, however, her previous associations and relationships surfaced in the public eye. For a monarchy that emphasizes moral integrity and conservative values, these revelations have been a sensitive topic. The Sultan's emphasis on upholding traditional family values meant that Anisha's past, though typical for someone of her background, did not entirely align with Brunei's expectations for royal decorum. Social media has also played a significant role in fueling controversy around Anisha's integration into the royal family. While Prince Mateen himself enjoys a large following on platforms like Instagram, Anisha's social media presence has been more complex. Before her marriage, Anisha's posts highlighted her personal style, social outings, and entrepreneurial activities. They painted a picture of a modern, progressive woman. After joining the royal family, however, Anisha's online presence became a source of debate. Critics within conservative circles argue that her posts clash with the more restrained and modest image expected of Bruneian royalty. They view her openness as a potential liability to the family's reputation. As a result, she has had to walk a delicate line. In the royal circle, these tensions have manifested as a broader concern about Anisha's adaptation to the expectations of her role. Adjusting to the conservative norms of Bruneian royalty is no small task. Sources close to the royal family suggest that while Mateen has been supportive of Anisha's individuality, not all family members share his enthusiasm for her modern outlook. This division has sparked friction within the family, especially as the Sultan remains committed to maintaining the royal family's image as a paragon of Bruneian values. Anisha's distinct approach raises questions about whether she can fully embody the ideals the Sultan has worked hard to preserve. These issues have placed Mateen in a challenging position. His loyalty to his father and respect for Bruneian traditions remains strong. Mateen is caught between his devotion to Anisha and the expectations of his family. This tension has been exacerbated by rumors suggesting that Mateen's popularity and the couple's progressive image may not entirely align with the Sultan's vision for the family, fueling speculation about whether Mateen's modern approach could impact his standing within the royal circle. The Sultan's recent statement, which many interpret as a subtle yet clear warning, has further intensified these tensions. By publicly expressing his commitment to upholding traditional values, the Sultan implicitly highlighted the challenges presented by Mateen and Anisha's lifestyle. While the Sultan did not directly mention his son or daughter-in-law, the timing of his statement suggests that the recent controversies and public debates surrounding Anisha's background may have contributed to his decision to address the matter. This statement has placed additional pressure on Mateen and Anisha. Sultan's statement "It's over." The Sultan's statement reflects a significant turning point. He rarely speaks on family matters. His recent declaration has therefore shocked the royal family and ignited speculation about potential changes to long-standing traditions within Brunei's royal hierarchy. Many within the royal circle see the Sultan's words as a stern reminder of the family's duty to uphold conservative values, one that emphasizes that he will not tolerate any perceived deviation from the moral standards he has championed throughout his reign. While the Sultan did not delve into specifics, his statement appears to address the controversies that have circulated around Mateen and Anisha in recent months. Their modern, public-facing lifestyle and Anisha's Western-influenced background have raised eyebrows among Brunei's more traditional factions. Now, it seems the Sultan may wish to curb behaviors he views as incompatible with Bruneian customs. His use of the phrases, "It's over," and "we can't take it anymore," is a strong call to end certain practices or attitudes that, in his eyes, threaten the sanctity of the royal family's image. For many, this phrase suggests a desire to realign the family with its foundational values, perhaps even enforcing stricter protocols that leave little room for the flexibility that Mateen and Anisha have enjoyed. Prince Mateen is suddenly under the microscope. His close relationship with Anisha has helped to modernize the royal family's image, but this shift may be at odds with the Sultan's vision for Brunei. For Anisha, the Sultan's words carry significant implications. As a newcomer to the family, she has brought a different perspective and lifestyle that have both intrigued and unsettled the Bruneian public. The Sultan's statement could be interpreted as a subtle call for Anisha to modify her approach, emphasizing that her role as Mateen's wife comes with the expectation of strict adherence to royal protocol. While she has already made strides in adjusting to her new life, the Sultan's declaration highlights that any deviations from tradition may be met with resistance. How Mateen and Anisha respond to this call, whether through further adjustment or quiet defiance, will undoubtedly shape the Bruneian royal family's evolving image on the global stage. Prince Mateen, Anisha, and the Sultan's legacy. For Mateen and Anisha, the Sultan's mandate signals that, while their popularity and appeal as global figures are assets, they must tread carefully to remain in harmony with the royal family's long-held traditions. The Sultan's legacy is one marked by a commitment to preserving Brunei's identity. His declaration has set a standard that Mateen and Anisha must now navigate, one that values discretion, modesty, and adherence to tradition. Mateen faces the challenge of adapting his public role to align with the Sultan's vision while still maintaining the qualities that have endeared him to a global audience. Similarly, Anisha may need to adapt aspects of her Western-influenced lifestyle to uphold the family's image in Brunei. For Mateen, the road ahead may require a shift toward a more reserved public persona. His appeal as a modern royal has elevated his status in Brunei and beyond, but the Sultan's statement suggests that a greater alignment with traditional royal duties may be necessary to secure his standing within the family. His challenge will be to honor his father's wishes without sacrificing the qualities that make him an effective and admired representative of the monarchy. As he assumes more responsibilities, his ability to embody both Bruneian values and a forward-thinking approach will play a crucial role in shaping the public's perception of the monarchy's future. Anisha's role, too, will likely evolve in response to the Sultan's expectations. Her individuality and style have brought a fresh dimension to the royal family, but with the Sultan's clear call for adherence to tradition, she may find herself in a more symbolic position, one that emphasizes support and modesty rather than public engagement. The implications of the Sultan's statement touch upon the broader question of how Brunei's royal family will adapt to a rapidly changing world. Young Bruneians are increasingly exposed to global influences, and Mateen and Anisha's journey will be seen as a reflection of the royal family's ability to reconcile tradition with modernity. Their success in meeting these challenges could influence how the family continues to engage with the people of Brunei and the global community. Above all, it could determine if they can successfully establish a legacy that upholds Brunei's heritage while also embracing the possibilities of a modern future. Ultimately, the road ahead for Mateen and Anisha is no longer about personal choices. It is about preserving the Sultan's legacy. Do you think it is possible to marry old-world values like those of the Sultan with the modern outlook of Prince Mateen and Anisha? Share your thoughts with us in the comments. We'd love to hear. For now, we're done. Catch you in the next video.